What's up? Welcome back. I'm John Stark from ActiveMovieGuy.com, your favorite blind film critic, and today we're going to talk about maintenance required. This is 2025. This is a new Amazon Prime movie, and I mean brand new, spanking new, right off the assembly line. It stars Margaret Sullivan and Jimmy Stewart. I got that wrong. I'm so sorry. I apologize. Let's start again. Maintenance Required stars Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan. I'm sorry, I got that wrong again. I gotta get this right. Maintenance Required stars Zachary Levi and Laura Benanti. Damn it, I'm really bad at this. That was just a revival anyway. What am I doing here? Okay, we'll try it one more time. Alexa, who stars in Maintenance Required?
Maintenance Required stars Madeline Patch as Charlie, Jacob Scipio as Beau, and features Julie Cherda, Katie O'Brien, Madison Bailey, Freddie Pearson, and Luke Carroll. Jim Gaffigan also appears in a supporting role as Mr. Miller.
Who even are those people?
Madeline Patch, known for Riverdale, plays Charlie, a garage mechanic. Jacob Scipio from Bad Boys movies is Beau, her online friend and business rival. Madison Bailey, who starred in Outer Banks, plays Izzy, one of Charlie's mechanics. Katie O'Brien, seen in The Mandalorian, is Cam, another crew member. Jim Gaffigan, the comedian, plays Mr. Miller in a supporting role.
You know, I felt like I'd really seen this movie before. Do you think this movie is a little bit too much like The Shop Around the Corner and You've Got Mail?
Oh, absolutely. It's basically the same story wearing a different costume. Instead of bookstores, it's body shops. Instead of AOL, it's Reddit forums. The critics are calling it a shameless ripoff, and honestly, they're not wrong. It's like Hollywood took the You've Got Mail playbook and just did a find and replaced with car parts instead of books.
You know what, Alexa? I really appreciate your honesty on this. Thank you so much.
Right back at you, John. I'd rather call it like I see it than pretend every movie's a masterpiece. Life's too short for diplomatic reviews of obvious cash grabs.
There you go. That's the review from a device created by the same people who made this movie. I've never done that before, but I felt like this was appropriate. So Maintenance Required is hot garbage. It's the same storyline. It's just now they have car shops. It does have audio description by Media Access Group, but considering I've heard You've Got Mail with audio description, I would rather you watch that. And even that's a remake of Shop Around the Corner. I've also seen She Loves Me, which is a really fun musical. So if you have a chance to watch that, I don't know why we keep doing the same plot over and over, but as soon as I started getting into this movie, I was like, oh, fuck me. Oh, fuck me. Oh, this is this. And they try to change some stuff up. So you've got Charlie, who's she's running her own dad's car garage. O'Sullivan, she inherited it. And it's this, it's a normal garage like you would take a car to, that family owned and operated, been on the block for a long time. Like it's like a crew like a fully female crew, and they've got a girl there that's doing nails in the lobby. And then whoop, right down the street, what pops up? Oh no, Millers. Those fuckers. And they're a chain, and they don't know their ass from a hole in the ground, because you could walk into Miller's and you'll never even meet a Miller. You'll never even meet one. But in and around all this, there's a guy, and he's on like a dating app, and he's flirting with a girl. They haven't exchanged face pics yet because they're all like, it's early. And of course, it's going to end up being Charlie, because this is the same plot that we've done to death. So if your generation needs this, congratulations, you just haven't seen enough movies. But we're going to continue to make the same movie over and over. In 10 or 20 years, it will be remade again into something else with some other quote-unquote twist. But this is a straight-to-Prime Video streaming release with people. The last time we did this in film with Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan at the peak, at their peak, You know, that was considered to be like a great reteaming. They even had a solid supporting cast with Greg Kinnear and Parker Posey, notably standing out, along with Dabney Coleman and Dave Chappelle. Uh, what? Jim Gaffigan is like the biggest star in this movie. Like, they went with rising talents instead of trying to get even people who could have used a boost in the world, who are maybe not sending movies to theaters anymore, but there's no reason Vince Vaughn couldn't have been in this movie. What is he up to? Bad Monkey season 2? Like, it's he doesn't really anchor a lot of theatrical releases anymore. I'm just using him as an example. There's like 100 people like him that, you know, you just see their movies going straight to video. But it would have at least felt like, well, we're trying, and I could see him running a car shop, you know, and maybe, or at least, I don't know, a comic like Shane Gillis, who's already doing this kind of thing in tires on Netflix, kind of a rising star for his time. The dude from the Bad Boys movie is not, he's not Tom Hanks and he's not Jimmy Stewart. I hate to tell you that. Even for his generation, he's neither of those things. He's not a Timothy Chalamet or a Michael B. Jordan. He's not even for in and around that generation. We're not there. So, um, yeah, I didn't like this. I actually fast forwarded through parts of it so that I could get to the end because I was like, well, this is the same story I've seen a dozen times because I've seen Shop Around the Corner. There's also a sort of a little known remake. I forget the name of it, but it's with Judy Garland, and it's basically Shop Around the Corner, just with Judy Garland and like in a different city. Um, but that followed Shop Around the Corner, and then they made She Loves Me in like 1963, which then got a film adaptation and has been revived a couple times since then. Notably, there's a filmed version. I made the joke about Zachary Levi because that's filmed. They got that stage recording, so you can watch that with him and Laurie Benanti. I know it's Zachary Levi, but he's actually pretty good in it, and it's got a solid supporting cast: Jane Krakowski, Gavin Creel. So yes, this has been done way better multiple times before. This is like watching that weird Little Women movie that they made with Leah Thompson, and they like made it like current. And you're like, why would anybody do this? Why is this what is happening? I have so many questions, you know, I'm like, who thought this was a good idea? Why is this? Why? Just because you can doesn't mean you should. And one of the things that I disliked about it is, at least through IMDb, I mean, even though she knows that it's a remake, IMDb doesn't. IMDb doesn't credit it at all. If you go to the writers, it just has story by and screenplay. And none of them are credited on based on blank by blank. You know, there's no source material here, but it's dripping with source material. This movie is falling. I didn't even know what this was because I literally just review shit for you guys. I come on here and I'm like, oh, I have little to no knowledge. I'm like, oh, Prime dropped a new movie, maintenance required. I don't know who's in. I'll find out when I watch it. Don't know what it's about. Don't know what genre it is. I went into this completely with no knowledge of anything, and I started watching this. I was like, wait a minute. Not you. And I'm seeing it, and there's like a shop, and there's like the difference between the mom and pop store and then like the technology forward chain store. And they're trying to like put EV in like old cars, you know, it's like his brand new idea. It's just asinine. And they have like they each have like other relationships, right? Like there are other things going on in their lives, just like in the other versions. You know, in the other versions, like the last one, Meg Ryan had Greg Kinnear and Hanks had Parker Posey. So this is the same thing. It's been done before. We didn't need this. Nobody needed this. Is it god awful? No, because guess what? It's so formulaic that it can't be terrible, but it's unnecessary. It's unnecessary, and it's a cheap remake of things that they've spent more time and money on, that they went out and they bothered to get A-listers for, that they bothered to hunt down, big name talent, and they didn't rest on, hey, you remember Riverdale, the show that ended years ago? Hope she's still popular in your mind. It'd be like trying to do something with James Vanderbeek 5 years after Dawson's Creek ended. Wait, they did that. It's called Rules of Attraction, and it didn't do well at the box office. But yeah, this is, this is, this is kind of, well, bland. So, I mean, you heard Amazon's own device doesn't like this movie. So, in the best possible use I could have had of AI ever, this was the one time, if I'm ever going to do a co-review with AI, I feel like doing something that is derivative and feels like it could have been written by AI because it's pulling from source material, clearly, these 3 writers should be ashamed of themselves that they're not credited as adapted. Like that there is no IMDb credit for adaptation. They should be like, wait a minute, no, we did not come up with this plot. We didn't come up with this, right? Like, IMDb, this is an adaptation, right? You know that. Like, you can't just change it from bookstores to car shops and be like, we did a cool whole new thing. Oh my God. Oh my God. He's not Batman. He's Foxman, and he just, I don't know, it's the same, he's a rich kid who watched his parents, but he's Foxman. It's a different thing. He doesn't live in Gotham, he lives in Botham. Foxman lives in Botham. I mean, you can't just change things and then keep the same story and then be like, well, it's slightly different. We made some alterations. And then be like, well, it's the same story. All you did was swap bookstores for car garages because there aren't any bookstores anymore. Like, trying to sell Gen Z a story about bookstores. Could you imagine? Like, what in the holy shit would that be? What would that be? Like, kids would be like, you mean there are stores where you go in and buy books? And there's 2 of them on the same block? What? Like, no. Why don't they just order it from Amazon? Like, this is tragic. And it's so funny how fast times have changed, because that movie was like a mom and pop bookstore being crushed by something like a Barnes and Noble. Good luck finding a Barnes and Noble. You might be lucky enough to still have one in your city of 1 million people, but chances are you don't. Chances are you don't. You might be lucky enough to have some struggling mom and pop bookstore that is really trying, or sells used books or something, I don't know, and barely keeping on the lights. But this is not the same thing anymore, so they had to switch it to car garages because, what else is there? People don't go to stores anymore. They are online, and you can't write a movie about 2 people developing websites. Like, somebody who's got their own website, and then like a chain website company is crushing their competition. Anyway, you don't need to see this. You've already seen it before. I'm going to give the maintenance required. I'm going to give it a 4 out of 10. It's not abysmal, and I've definitely seen worse movies this year, but yeah, I fast forwarded through this. I'm not even going to lie. I saw enough of it, and I didn't care. Like, I watched the big guy, like in the middle, I was like, I don't know. They have people, and oh my God, what shocking. He broke up with his situationship. Well, I didn't see that coming. Like, these are things that just follows kind of beat for beat, and the most predictable ending comes upon you because, again, this has been done before. So thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the other side.